Hello Orchid Maniacs, it's Eva, and today I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna mount my Tolumnias. I'm sure you've seen many videos on the internet how to mount orchids, and this video is not about that. I'm only showing you my mounting process because I'm gonna use something different. And that's what I'm gonna use to mount my Tolumnias. These two are pine bark that I'm gonna use to mount my smaller Tolumnias, and this is birch bark. It's got some wood attached to it, but I don't care. It should be okay. And there's a bee crawling on the table. Yeah, the winter is coming. I'm not gonna show you all the process, I'm gonna show just one of them. So what I need for that is of course the mounts. I've already drilled some holes in them and placed the hooks in. I'm gonna need fishing line. I would rather use glue, but I haven't found any at home, so I'm sure I had them, but I couldn't find it. So okay, I'm gonna use some tools that are sterilized. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need them, but still. And I've got some sphagnum moss that I need to dry out anyway, so I'm gonna use it. It's almost dry already, but well, since I have to dry it out, I'm gonna use it for mounting as well. And of course my Tolumnias. So I think I'm gonna move everything out of the way and start the process with this one. It's a Tolumnia peach, and it's in spike, so I have to be pretty careful about it. Yeah, and it's growing in this basket. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it out. Sorry if I'm not talking, but I cannot do two things at once. Of course I'm gonna break some roots, but it's inevitable. And I love to use these straps. You know that the cords are strapped in them. They're quite flexible, they're covered in plastic, so they don't even rust or anything, so I really like to use them on orchids. Like staking a spike or something. And the bee is here already, so I don't know if you can see it. Sorry for the noise, but that's the bee. Okay. So this plant has some bark stuck in here, but I'm not gonna try to remove it because I don't want to injure the roots. I'm not sure if all those roots are okay. Probably not. So I'm gonna cut some pieces out. That was an old pseudobulb that's now dead. And I don't want it to stay here. As a matter of fact, I really hate to cut live tissues in orchids, even if they're turning yellow and dying. So you might see some of my orchids that have yellow leaves on them, and I really don't like to remove even these dead parts of the orchid. I know they are not doing anything good for the orchid, but I really don't like to remove them. It seems like I'm hurting the orchid in some way, although it's not true. But that's just me. I need to cut some dead roots. Probably don't see anything in there. So. I'm not sure. Some of those roots don't look very good, but I think they're still alive, so. Let me pause the video and clean the orchid. Okay, so I'm back. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount it this way, because that is the newest growth and I want it to have space to grow. So it's gonna be like that. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie the knot on the mount. Actually, I wouldn't be showing all this, but I know people find it strange when I grow orchids in a way they don't, and they survive for me, so I want to show it to you, and I want to have some, well, almost to document what I'm doing, just to have some reference in the future for myself. So if something goes wrong, I will know what I did exactly, and I will know that maybe I shouldn't do it in the future. Because, you know, time goes by, you forget things. Oh! What kind of wire is that? Unbelievable. And if I sound like I'm ill, well, that's because I'm ill. I really hate the autumn, because as soon as it gets cold, and the days are pretty warm yet, and nights are cold, and I cannot adapt that quickly. So I get ill. So I'm gonna use some moss. I would like to find some bit that is a bit moist, which is not very easy to do, but I'm gonna wrap around it a few times. And I really hope my camera battery will stay, because it's kind of low at the moment. Okay, and now I'm gonna place my orchid and gently wrap the wire around it. around the roots. You don't want to wrap it too tight because the wire can cut the roots, and it's the last thing you would want, because you need a healthy orchid, not some cut roots. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit more moss on the top, because it doesn't have all that many roots and my environment inside is quite dry. So I'm gonna need some more moss. Right. Now I'm gonna tie the knot at the back. Tidy it up a bit. Well, and hope for the best, of course. So yeah, that's how I mounted my Tolumnia on a piece of birch bark. And I'm hoping to see the flower soon. And of course, don't forget to place the tag. And one more thing about the mounts. If you're using something unconventional, it's actually okay, because the orchid doesn't really mind where to grow, as long as it gets its roots to stuck to the surface, and as long as it gets enough humidity, but not too much, just as much as it needs it, and as long as the mount is not toxic. So when using pine bark mounts or fir bark or whatever you might find to use, make sure the bark is long dead and it's not leaching sap anymore, because the sap will surely kill the roots. So this bark has been lying around for quite a few months and it's not leaching sap anymore, but I'm still not quite sure if it's okay to use. So we're gonna wait and see, I guess. And of course, if you take the material from the nature somewhere around you, so make sure to clean it, to kill all possible pests, so that you don't infect your orchid, and it should be fine. So yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.